Christmas, I'm a very good boy. I put out milk
Hi.
and cookies for this guy.
So you can tell it's that time of year. You know, the festive music and my very Christmassy Christmas hat. So, how are you guys? I wanted to talk to you for just a minute real quick. You know, festivities notwithstanding and whatnot. Show you kind of where I'm at. Just kind of have a little chat like we like to do. So, the last time we talked, I think, I had taken, this side over here was close enough that I was going to take it all apart and get it all welded. Right, so, long story short, I ended up setting the whole thing up together and building these supporting bits here for it without actually centering those like exactly where they go in their travel. So I ended up making that part right here wrong and that part up there wrong. So things kind of went downhill from there a little bit for a while, but we've regrouped and with only minimal damage to our thrown bit of tubing. Check this out. At the moment, that guy's all tacked in place there, so that's really cool. So we have a thing now, and I have some parts I can look at, and more importantly, I have some parts I can measure to start the other side. So this has taken me way too long to get this situated. This piece fell together in just a couple hours. I got my ride height set up, because once, you know, half of the problem, if not half, more than half the problem with this side was just sort of figuring out A, how to hold everything in place in a way that worked and was not in my own way to work, and then B, just what the hell all this shit was supposed to look like. Like, I don't have any idea. I'm making this up as I go along. So, had to make this stuff work on the fly as we go, but that's kind of how I like to get down. But now that I have an idea over here that I'm satisfied with, that holds everything nicely in place and seems to work really well, I can just sort of copy this, make a mirror image of this side, for over here. And this is just sitting, just kind of toss this together, and it's already measuring really close. It's already close to being square just because of the nature of the way all this stuff works. So, very cool. I do have to go get hardware though, because somehow, like some kind of smart guy, I need 4 of these 12 millimeter by 80 mil long bolts to turn into the stuff for my eccentrics. And I ended up getting 3 80s and 1 70. Don't know how I did it, but one of them's too short. So I got to go to the store and get more hardware. And get in the car and go to the store is like not even on my list of shit that I like to do for fun or money. So I'm putting it off as long as possible. But that's next on my list. And then I got to get this side squared up, get them tacked together, get that side tacked in. The last time we talked, I had mentioned tying the room together here.
That rug really tied the room together, did it not?
And in a way that you could remove that whole thing to take the transmission out the back way. But the more I look at that, I don't think that's going to be necessary, and I also don't think that would be the best way to do it. I think that would be a compromise in the strength and rigidity department. And I really think the Corvettes, they just unbolted and came out the bottom, and I built this in such a way that I don't think I need to drop it too far. That's my little indexing pin there, but I think I can drop that about 1.5 inches, and the whole thing can just drop out, I think. So I'm gonna look at that some more, but I may end up doing that way. I'm gonna do that side, and then when we get done with that side, we're gonna move up to our front, and that's gonna be cool. I was thinking the other day, I was lamenting the amount of time it's been that I've been screwing with this, and then I'm not farther along. It was when everything back there fell apart and everything went terrible, and then I got all irritated with the thing like, oh, it's been a year and you haven't blah, 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 blah. And I started looking though, and I went back to do some looking, and I think it was from an angle similar to this here, where I was at last year, and just to compare and contrast where we were last year. Not only have we made some progress on this thing, but you guys, we did all of this. We did all of our drywall situation. We put a wood stove in. I built a whole downhill bike, right? It's in the other room, but we did that whole deal. I took 2 or 3 months off of everything just to work on bikes. I refurbished this whole C10 that I didn't even tell you guys about because it's none of your business. But point of all that being, next year, there's obviously other projects I'm going to have to do because I'm naturally behind on everything else. But We don't need to put up drywall. We don't need to put up insulation. We don't need to refurb a C10. We don't need to build a downhill bike because our current downhill bike kicks ass. So I've got all of this extra space, all this bandwidth of shit I did this year and still made this much progress. And I don't got to do those things next year. So hopefully we can just do baby steps. It's little steps, little steps, little steps, but hopefully I can work in some time to do some more little steps on it as we sort of, you know, as this year unfolds. Hopefully, we'll see. Who knows what could happen? Who knows what could happen? The future isn't even real. So I'm just at a loss here. I wasn't sure what I was going to say. I really like how the back of this looks. I think also if we end up tying this together across this way, we're going to have you'll recall we're putting a gas tank there and a fuel tank there. Gas tank and a gas tank. This is really looking like it might want like a real shallow trunk floor, which might be really cool. That might just go right up to the back of the rear firewall there. It'd be kind of slick. I kind of like the idea of being able to see, like look in here, open the trunk and see all this stuff. But I also kind of like the idea of a flat floor and most of that closed in like it would be in a Corvette, and then the full flat floor. But then this just kind of allowing some air to come in and out. This is kind of out there in the breeze. I don't know. We'll see. That might be kind of cool. It might give it kind of a nice little finished off look. Even though I love open exposed race car bits. What do you guys think? Should we put a floor in this, or should we find a way to leave it more open? I worry about like if it's just completely open like this, catching air, because I am going to make the floor flat like a Ferrari. It's going to have, because everything's tucked up in here. No reason not to. Make the floor completely flat with like a diffuser back here. But I don't know. That would just leave, you know, floor space. It would be that might be kind of cool. We'll see. We'll talk about it. Let me know what you think. Floor or no floor? Basically, I guess that question is, do you want to, every time you open this deck lid to put gas in it, do we want to see this whole thing? God damn, that's cool looking. I might have just answered my own question there. So, yeah, that, and then these, and then this, and then, guys, this is gonna be fun, because I think we actually need to take his face off. I think we're going to take it apart and finish welding. I think that's going to be cool. Oh, I ordered some tires for the rear. I found a set of used cheapy rollers for these massive 19 by 10s that are going on the backside here. So that's going to be neat. We can actually put some tires on it, because I've just been watching, trying to find them on the cheap, and when I found a set, I grabbed them. So I'm hoping, honestly, I mean, at the outside, 6 months. That's a decent goal. You guys want to see if we can make that in like 6 months at the outside? I'd like to have this thing apart and be finish welding it, maybe to the point that it's sitting on some wheels and tires. That would be like June, mid-June. That sounds like plenty of time, right? I don't know. Did I just completely screw myself by setting an unattainable whatever? Does it even matter? Are you even watching? Anyway, speaking of are you even watching, before we wrap this up, not even going to make a Christmas present joke, before we just wrap this up for the day, I would like to honestly, and I mean this, thank you guys for watching. I do really appreciate your time. I know you could be doing any number of other things, and I appreciate the watching. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the thumbs up, the likes, the engagement. It's nice. It means a lot. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate your time. I look forward to spending maybe some more time with you in the coming months, because it's winter and that sucks. So maybe we can just find an excuse more often than not to hole up out here and just screw around for a while. So little steps, right? There's an adage, and I don't know if it's a New England adage, but my family used to say it. And it's, how do you eat a moose? You sit down to this gigantic animal, and how are you going to eat this whole damn thing? One bite at a time. So that's all we're trying to do, right? It's just, even the biggest, most insurmountable tasks, Just take them one little step at a time. One little step. We said it last time. One little step. Try to enjoy the process while it's going. I'm taking little steps and I'm enjoying the process. So honestly, I don't think it gets any better than that. You guys, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, whatever it might be. Festive Yule. Hope Krampus doesn't get you. Hope you don't get eaten by the Christmas cat. I mean, if you gotta go, eaten by the Christmas cat would kind of rule. I would like to be eaten by the Christmas cat. Anyway, have a wonderful holiday, and we'll catch up with you guys really soon. I'm gonna put this side together, and then when that side's all tacked together, we'll get a little bit more in depth up here, because I think this is gonna be a trick, but I think this is gonna be so cool looking when it's together. So I'm excited. You should be excited. We should all be excited together. Happy holidays.
I wanna be Santa Claus, so I'm gonna kill Santa Claus. When I hear those reindeer paws, I'm gonna break the law. This Christmas, don't got a wish list, I got a hit list, and at the top of it is old Saint Nicholas. Nothing against him, it's just business. I ain't the Grinch, but I'm gonna steal Christmas.